The right wing is desperate. As years of their backwards ideologies have come into scrutiny and question, they ran out of room to fight on. That is, until their desperation led them into a malicious attempt to weaponize children for their own political intrigue. Settle in, because this one might get a little bit spicy, and let me tell you what, the goofy vibes are off the table, because I am pissed off, and rightfully so, many others are as well. The right wing serves the naive this narrative: protect the children, and at a glance, that's fine. In fact, I agree. However, the right wing seems a lot more focused on protecting the children from what they disagree with, as opposed to what the kids are actually in danger of. You know, the very same people that cry about pronouns in a video game. Yeah, that's the type of person we're talking about. So the narrative isn't necessarily indicative of what the title says, protect the children. Here is an example. Would a racist person want an African American history studies class in school? No, the parent would want that blocked, which is a problem and actually happened in Florida, leading the White House to criticize them for that decision. Clearly, this negatively impacts the individuals that the course was made for. You know, the kids that want to learn about their history. But instead of addressing basic facts, the right wing seems to just slap woke on anything and everything and then move on with their day. Another example, just to put this into perspective, behind the guise of protecting the children, they mandated in some areas that teachers need to tell the students' parents if they come out as gay or trans. If you saw the many hypocrisies and issues with that at a glance, then congratulations, you get a cookie, but I'm gonna explain it to you anyway. If the parents don't already know that the student is gay or trans, then that's probably for a good reason. It's probably because they're homophobic. This is not informing the parents about what students are learning in school. This is informing the parents about what their kids are doing in school while not breaking rules at all, which brings us to yet another issue with this. These laws set a precedent from the top down that segregates LGBTQ members to the point that they need to be reported to family members that could potentially be harmful to them, which clearly is an issue at home, but at school it is as well. To LGBTQ members like myself, it shows us that we need to be contained, controlled, or cured, because in itself, the inherent need to tell parents shows us off the hop that they think it's wrong, all the while honoring homophobic teachers and students, exasperating bullying towards our community. This is a law that did pass through. Let's take a second to look at laws that were blocked by federal judges because they were seen as unconstitutional. July 3rd, 2023, a Florida law got blocked by a judge that was seen as an attack on the right to vote for marginalized communities. Now, this one didn't have anything to do with protect the kids, but I wanted to throw it in here because there's a pattern. June 23rd, 2023, an anti-drag show law was blocked because it was seen as overly vague or unconstitutional, and this was behind protect the children. June 21st, a Medicaid ban on gender-affirming care was blocked, and that was pushed behind protect the children. June 5th, 2023, a law that would ban gender-affirming care outright was blocked and pushed behind protect the children. Now, let me mention something really quick. These are usually getting blocked for being unconstitutional and against the basics of human rights. Or, like the judge called this next one, positively dystopian. The Stop Woke Act in November 17th, 2022, which would stop gender or racial studies in school. And that included universities where people are clearly adults. Similarly, on August 18th, 2022, the Stop Woke Act would have done the same thing, but for workplaces, which inherently would disallow any conversations that would try to deter racism or sexism in a workplace. Which, by the way, before I continue, the Stop Woke Act abbreviates to Stop Wrongs to Our Kids and Employees Act, which is as desperate as it is funny. It's the equivalent of me in my pre-teens trying to be edgy, abbreviating something that didn't need to be abbreviated while doing a terrible job at it. It feels to me that a young child would present this abbreviation to me and think it was really cool, only for them to turn around and me immediately throw it in a fire. Is the entire point of this video that we can't have a government with bad abbreviations? No, not really. But it could be, and it should be. In fact, you know what? If you think this video is woke garbage, then consequently, that is the point of this video. Congratulations, you made it to the core point of this video. Don't vote in a government with this bad of abbreviations. That's the same flimsy logic that you use. Okay, so there's a pattern here, right? The right wing says they protect the kids, they push a bill through, which is essentially a Trojan horse, dismantling rights for minority groups as well as, well, just minority groups. Although not 100%, because in some places, doctors can refuse treatment based on religious beliefs. And let me tell you what, cancer doesn't discriminate, okay? It doesn't care if you're trans or if you're white or if you're black. Cancer will fucking kill you. And if the doctor decides he doesn't care about that because his religion says not to, then you're gonna fucking die. That previous list was the laws that were blocked by a judge. It doesn't account for all the laws that did pass through, and it doesn't even account for all of the laws that were blocked because they were unconstitutional. As well, that was only Florida. If protecting the kids was the goal, then dissemination wouldn't be happening right now. They'd be listening to the individuals that this is affecting. The conversation would revolve around their future and their mental health while getting there. Because in the end, this all boils down to talking points. talking points that mask the agenda of anti-Semitic as well as homophobic tendencies through the government that has been elected into Florida alone. And that is only Florida. It's not isolated there. It's even making its way into Canada. But above all else, when politics gets so desperate that they need to use kids as their tools for their own intrigue and gain, there is clearly something wrong, especially when parents are the ones championing these people. And no, pronouns are not politics, they are identifiers. They are politics when Republicans weaponize the usage of them against everyone else. So the next time Republicans say, keep politics out of school, then I suggest they get the fuck out.